Previously on MOEs RANTS. Meech, before he starts working with her, because we need an antagonist, because we don't know if Lamar is confirmed dead or not. Now, we know that they were talking about expanding. I don't know how far ahead they jumping. Are they jumping to where they moved to Atlanta, or are they still going to be in Detroit? But I think they could have Goldie as a rival. She's the head of her little organization, and that could be a rival. They could make a good storyline out of that and then have them partner together. Because unless they're fast forwarding like maybe a year, 2 years, then it's going to be hard to integrate. I think it's going to be hard to integrate Monique's character as just, oh, I'm his mentor. Like, where have you been? You know what I'm saying? Unless we didn't fast forward 2 or 3 years, where have you been to just jump in and be his mentor? So I think they should start them off as rivals. And I won't really say a rival, but she's just trying to, you know what I'm saying, test him out to see if he's worth working with. Because now they're evolving. They really getting money now. They changed from 50 Boys to now they the Black Mafia. You know what I'm saying? They ain't BMF yet. They just Black Mafia right now. So I think the rival scenario, that will work out. I mean, they could work both. For me, I just say we need to have the rivals. Even if he does go and cop from her early, like, boom, man, we need to do something. Because maybe T's chick, she ain't really, I got to go back and get the names. I gotta go back to get the names, but maybe T's Connect is still kind of iffy on Meech. So it's like, all right, we got to find somebody, because that could be how it starts off, especially with them laying low, with Lamar being killed and Kato. You see what I'm saying? With all the shooting that went on at the end of the episode, in the end of the season, they got to technically lay low at this point. So if they lay low, maybe T gets out of touch with old girl, and now they got to go to Monique. But at first, she's like, nah, I heard how y'all was running, and she's keeping a distance between the two. And then she brings them on. That scenario, them being rivals, or the scenario I just said, is better than her starting off as like a mentor. Neek said, I feel like they got rid of Lamar too fast. He was a good villain. Lamar was great. Lamar was the best villain we've seen on TV in a while. Like, no cap. Movies, TV shows. I say from the beginning of the pandemic to where we are right now, Lamar was the best villain on TV. That there's no way around it. Lamar was believable. Lamar did some crazy things, but it wasn't like fake crazy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't power crazy. It was more realistic what he was doing, walking around the city, gutting kids. Like, he's the baddest mofo on TV. So that's why I say it's going to be hard for any villain to be as good as him. That's why I said you got to have Goldie work with Meech, because she won't be able to carry the villain role on for what we've seen in season 1. Typically, you don't get a season one that has a character like Lamar in it. A character like Lamar has to develop. That would be like a season 2 or season 3 thing, but we got it in season 1. So in order to match that, because that's what we're expecting to see somebody to the level of what Lamar was at, or at least close to it, so we can say this is believable. Because we already seen season 1 was believable. It wasn't the Jimenez Cortez. It wasn't 30 Serbs getting killed by 6 niggas. No. Season 1 was believable because they got to base this off of real life, because we know what the real story is, and we can go look up the real story. And D Meeks, and he's having interviews on Vlad TV. Southwest T is out of prison. They still have stories of Meeks that ain't nobody heard. So they got to keep this realistic. And with that realistic aspect, they gotta have a villain that's going to reach. Let's say Lamar was a 10. They gotta have a villain that's going to give us an 8. You can't drop down to we can't watch him like, man, Monique don't fit in this. We can't do that, because season 3, everybody's gonna be out of it. They're gonna be like, all right, cool. It was long enough. We know the story. Now, in real life, like, I know I don't do like spoilers or anything, but in real life, they say the guy that they were supposed to say is Lamar is still alive. So that Lamar was portraying is still alive. So I don't know how they're gonna do it on the show. unless he's coming back with a vengeance. But we're gonna see how. And then that's another thing. With Lamar being alive, how long are we trying to see him? You see what I'm saying? Are we trying to go a whole nother season with Lamar just being reckless, running around killing people? It's like, at what point is that played out? Like Monique said, they probably killed him too early, and they probably wrote the climax of his character too early too. You could have stretched that over 2 seasons. You could have had him. You could have had him get shot like episode 5 or something. Show back up at the last episode. You see what I'm saying? He left the city after he got shot or something had happened to him. And then he came back into the city and it's like, oh shit, Lamar gonna be back season 2. But now we just seen Lamar get shot. We aren't sure if he's dead or not. I should just put this in the video, but we don't know if he's dead or not. So we don't know what to expect. But if he's shot, that means Meech and Terry, they ain't scared of him no more. You see what I'm saying? So that villain aspect of him, it isn't there. Like that fear factor of Lamar, let's say he is shot, he gets up, it isn't there. Now, if he would have got shot earlier in the season, we seen him do what he do, pop back up at the end, we like, oh shit, Lamar is back. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's, I don't know, man. That's just what goes on in my head, because that's what's going to draw me into the second season. Oh shit, Lamar's back. Now, right now, we're thinking, is Lamar alive or is he dead? But there's not that excitement knowing that, hey, we seen Lamar get shot and run off. Oh, okay. Lamar came back the last episode. Oh, season 2 about to be crazy. You see what I'm saying? Because Lamar could have easily left, and what they did with that other, what's the other organization name? Whatever they were, they gone now. What they did with that, they could have started having them be more of rivals. You know what I'm saying? Of course, T and Meech, they went and met up with the rivals. Then I don't remember none of their names. But you definitely could have did the Lamar. Like, you could have capitalized. But the overall reason for that, I think they didn't expect Lamar to be that good. None of us, when we first seen Lamar on screen, when we seen him get out of prison and bang old girl in the bathroom, none of us expected Lamar to be that good of a villain. I'm just being honest. If anybody says they thought Lamar was gonna be that good from the first time we seen him, they're lying. Unless you know him personally, know he can act. None of us, we were like, okay, this Lamar dude a bum. But then we're like, damn, this nigga a killing bum. Kendall said, I need one more season of Lamar turning off water. Well, I hope we get to see something. I hope they make it work. Now, random, Lamar survives. Lamar goes to Goldie. Goldie saying, oh, no, I'm working with young Meech. And he's thinking, why you messing with him? You need to be messing with somebody like that. And that could continue the rivalry. Now, what they can do is lower Lamar's scary level. The fear factor of Lamar goes from that 10 to like a 7.5, 8, but you still got to watch out for him. Now, while they're dealing with everything, you see Lamar just robbing them, just trying to get back at him because they shot him. And then later on in the season, so we don't see too much of Lamar and get worn out with him because we've already seen it in the first season, then have him put together a big attack. See him start to get some out-of-towners and bring him in. Somebody from, you know what I'm saying, down south. I mean, not down south like the state, but like in the city. You see what I'm saying? They could work it around that way. Yeah, the guy with the do-rag and no waves. That man had a whole afro up under that do-rag.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.